today's episode of OMG Live, we feature the amazing Samantha Betts. And Kerina Alex.
It's like, oh baby, with them thick hips, slim waist now with them tender lips. Gotta ask if you can handle this, 'cause I'll steal your mind and soul with it.
Call a friend, share this feed. OMG Live is up next.
Good night, everyone, and welcome to the OMG Live. I'm your host, Lasana Harrison.
I am Jamima, Pierre, and we are in the brand new month of March. This month is significant in many ways, but one that is dear and close to my heart is World Down Syndrome Day, marked each year on March 21st, and it was started in 2006.
Good to know that, Jamima. Well, first off, we are delighted to have the iconic media personality Samantha Betts with us tonight. Samantha, how are you?
I am good. Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yes, it is. Most definitely.
So what are you, like, not just media personality, but you're also a book writer. What else are you adding to your titles of talent?
Talent. Okay, coloring books. I was thinking about crossword puzzles. Back in the day, I did theater, so I was on stage, so I did that for a long time. I was doing some songwriting during the pandemic. I didn't release anything yet. So and then I was thinking about singing, but I don't know if it's gonna happen because I'm gonna need some training. But I was checking out like Berkeley online, Berkeley Music Academy, and I was like participating in their online songwriting videos and stuff, and it was really, really interesting because songwriting is not what you think. It's very meditative, and it's like, learning about yourself and journaling every day and coming up with ideas and from your emotions and stuff. Yeah.
But do you think you would be an iconic singer as you are an iconic media person?
Iconically bad, maybe.
Just start there. In terms of the books, right? What has inspired you to actually write?
Right. Well, first of all, we started off with, always wanted to do like a children's storybook. I had ideas written down on the napkin story on pieces of paper. We have them in like in the filing cabinet still with some ideas. And I always saw people talking about online that they were publishing books independently on Amazon, and I wanted to do it. And I was looking at it, and I would see local people doing it. When I had the brand Baby Babble, we actually had a lot of local authors come into the studio, and they did audio versions of their books, parts of their books with us on the platform. So that was exciting to meet them and hear about their journey, and they kind of inspire you to see, to try it. Still, it was an idea. Everybody has a lot of ideas, but actually like executing them, that's another thing. You get life caught up with life. Maybe you don't have the resources or the mentors to tell you how to do certain things. And I would say I'm very grateful to the University of YouTube because I've learned so many things, including how to publish your books on Amazon, how to format them, and different things to get you inspired so that you can do stuff.
So your own publisher as well.
Yes, so I'm independent, and there are a lot of things to learn. Besides Kerina, actually, the book that is just a pinch of the journey. publishing it,
Yeah.
getting it online, marketing online, getting it noticed and stuff. That is like a whole. That's a whole. Yeah, that's a whole next thing. That's that I'm still trying to master.
So I look forward to hearing the content of your book.
Oh, yes.
All of them.
Yes. So we have the first few are coloring books, children's coloring books. And then we did some full color activity books. And after that, because we were doing those and actually doing the illustrations and stuff was a whole learning curve. You even had to research, we had to create our own font because font is copyrighted online and everything. So you can't just use somebody's font. Even sometimes from the computer, they're licensed to the companies and stuff. So you can't necessarily use font. So we actually had to learn how to, get our own font. And we have it in there's an app system where you can have it in and it's registered inside of there. So that was part of it. So all the pieces have to come together. And then you have to research and make sure book names are not copyrighted, that you could use one. So that was another aspect of it besides actually doing the illustrations.
Do you have to register the name, or is it yours to keep after you created it?
We kind of have, we have kind of generic names, like my best coloring book would be one of them. So, but once those are free, but I mean, there are instances where I guess if your book, I've heard stories, if your book gets too popular, somebody might want to try to put a spoke in your wheel, so they make it an issue. So it's always advised that you can copyright your stuff online. Some people would argue and say that the first publication is it being copyrighted. Yes, it's evidence, but there are copyright systems that you could do to copyright the book online. I think you pay $25 US and you could do it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a yearly subscription, or that is just a one-time payment?
Like a one-time thing to have it copyrighted. Fantastic. So you upload the manuscript and you fill out some parts. And I think this one is for the US because, they will have different regions and you could get it copyrighted there. I don't know if the price has increased. So, you always have to check these things. But it's always good to take precautions and, protect your work. And protect your work. Yes.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah.
Also, welcome to our audience on CCN, TV6, Guile, NBT, and MNE TV. Of course, we are always delighted to have you all with us. Jamima, do you know why World Down Syndrome Day is on March 21st? You know why?
Well, tell the audience.
I'm not advising, right? Well, it was selected to signify the uniqueness of the triplication of the 21st chromosome, which caused Down syndrome. Also, in Trinidad on Tuesday, March 21st, the Down Syndrome Family Network will be hosting a conference at Hyatt Regency. And on the 22nd, our top local fashion designers will work with the kids to put on a fashion show fundraiser for the foundation.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that is fantastic.
And I did know they were hosting that because I will be one of the models walking alongside those kids. And this show will be featuring local fashion designers like Charu Lochandas, Lisa Faye, Claudia Plakas, Ecliff, Eli, The Cloth, and Radical Designs. The show will also feature Monica Myers, Down syndrome advocate, fashion model, and Canada's first runway model with Down syndrome.
Wow. No, that is a lot. That is a lot. Well, we attended rehearsal coordinated by friend of OMG, right, Richard Young, and he spoke to the event manager, the honorary board member of the Down Syndrome Family Network, Lisa Guyan, right? So I think Stephen.
So these kids who are participating in the fashion show, they are really brand, global ambassadors for Down syndrome. They go to school. They take part in, lots of the cultural activities and activities in their communities, and with their parents, they really are given the opportunity to succeed. So the show is themed with us, not for us, which is the World Down Syndrome Day theme given by the United Nations. And of course, at the bottom of it is, that we want to create people who are independent, persons with Down syndrome who are independent and who can do whatever they're given the opportunity to do. So this fashion show really puts them in the spotlight and allows the community of Trinidad and Tobago to see them in a different light, because many people still feel that persons with intellectual disabilities, are very limited in what they can do, and that's really a myth.
Wow, that was excellent.
Yeah, this is a fantastic production presented by Lisa Ghani. Wow.
Tickets are limited and going fast, so please reach out and support. Reach out and give your support to the Down Syndrome Family Network. They really need it, and it's for a good cause. So let's jump back in with our guests. Let's start with Samantha first. She's one of our iconic media personalities who did the top evening news at 7 p.m. for many years. We saw you every day while I did. So, Sammy, how did that journey start?
Well, I started in radio, and when it was Radio Trinidad, 7:30 a.m. on the AM band, not AM in the morning. And people get confused with that. And I got to train with like Edison Carr, Jim Sutherland, Selma Aye was the program director at the time of the station, Holly Thomas, and it was a great place to learn. That's the Trinidad Broadcasting Company. After that, I went on to 95. There I was a producer presenter, and I stayed as a producer for Vibe City 105 and sang. And I was also an announcer at Vibe. And after a little while, I got a call and I went to WFM 96.1. Spent a year there. And in between that time, I did some entertainment news with Synergy TV with them. And I remember while I was there, Roy Fusion from By 96 told me he saw my entertainment news on Synergy, and he's like, you could be on CNN. And I was like, yeah, whatever, Roy, whatever. And then shortly after, I got this call to audition at CCN EP6, something that, like, I never thought about, like, ever.
Yeah.
You enjoyed
I'm
it?
so happy doing radio. I really love, like, being on the radio. And I went to the audition, but because I was by Synergy was like the startup station at the time, and we didn't have like television equipment, right? So we didn't have like a real prompter and stuff when I did the news, right? So he's laughing. So my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, used to lend me his laptop, and we used PowerPoint to be the prompter. Yeah, and I would have like the mouse on my knee, and I'd be clicking, and the camera couldn't see and stuff like that. But so then I went to this audition by TV6, and they had a real prompter, and they had lights and desk and stuff, and I was like, whoa, this is fantastic. And then when they turned on the prompter, it was like so easy because it was like a real one. I didn't have to click anything. They had somebody in the control room scrolling through the prompt and everything, and I was like, this is great. I was like, and so I left, and I didn't think anything about it. And the next day, the head of news called, and she said that she wants, they want me to come and present 7 o'clock news. So I was like, oh, okay, well, right now I'm in a PTA meeting, so I'm gonna have to call you back, okay? So we kind of like negotiated for a while, for maybe like a month and a half, kind of back and forth, because I really was not in a rush to go anywhere. I felt really good where I was, but I was like, we had some family discussions. I looked to the future, I looked to, what broadcasting could be for me, and, if this was going to be an opportunity. And then I decided to take it. And yes, for 8 years, I was at CCN TV6. And when I went there, they told me it was unprecedented because it was the first time they ever hired anyone, and they did 7 o'clock news like one time. Normally somebody will start off doing 12 o'clock or doing some headlines, or you do 10 o'clock in the night and so to get some practice and whatever. But I just trained specifically to present 7 o'clock. And it was scary.
You enjoyed it?
At first it was really hard because, so much public, eyes, so many eyes were on you at the time. And I had to learn so many things all at once. It's like I was really like just, thrown into the fire. I had to figure out how to work with the news team, Learn the personalities of people in the newsroom. Also, learn like correct pronunciations of stuff, and how the public put the newscast at such a high standard, to live up to that. So at first, it felt like, no, I can't do this. And then I remember it was like I think it was the CEO of the company called me in and had a meeting, and he was like, I believe in you. You could do this. He says, I look in your eyes at the screen, and he's like, you're not all there. He's just like, to me, he kind of said, pull it together. And I felt he gave me such a heart-to-heart discussion that I actually felt like I don't want to let this person down, because they have so much faith in me. Yeah. And I just made like a total about turn. And I just and I would say, after that, I learned that you're learning something new every single day. Right. I never took anything for granted. Pronunciations of single words, I will double check things. I will check facts. I just didn't take anything for granted anymore. And I made every day like a new learning experience. Wow. And I would say every day was different because of that. And that kept it exciting and stuff. And I think eventually sometimes you slip into that space where it could feel like monotonous, and you're kind of doing the same thing, although you're saying different words and whatever. But for the most part, yes, I think I really enjoyed it, and it was very dynamic, being on the set.
The transition from entertainment to corporate, reading morning news, was that difficult in the sense of I'm more comfortable doing entertainment, the hype, the joy, the fun, radio?
Well, funny enough that I've done journalism for so long, where you have to be unbiased, that when I came back into radio, because I did radio for a little while, like a few years into doing the news, I was having a really difficult time expressing myself. That I just knew how to be like super in the middle of every conversation, not to offend anybody. And I was always open to seeing both sides and being unbiased. I couldn't come across to me as one of those controversial voices that, I could rile you up with my opinion and stuff. And I kind of knew how to, if I did have a very strong opinion about something, that I expressed it in like, like the walls of my home.
Oh, okay.
Basically. And because I represented the company, I represented the brand, I represented that news desk, and of course the high standard, and that you have to uphold as a journalist and read in 7 o'clock.
Well, at least you hold those principles close to your heart. So with those transitions, what is your ultimate goal, and where do you see your talents in, let's say, 5 years? In 5
years. Wow. Okay. Well, things change a lot. I tend not to be like a person that plans. Then that's probably like really a bad thing. Like, to not set like specific goals and like work towards them.
Did accomplish a lot.
Well, I always knew I wanted to be in broadcasting. I used to tell myself, I want to die at this radio station. I'll die. I'll be here. That I'll stay there this long. Well, I saw other present. That's what happened. Is like, they had limited radio stations. They had these talented radio announcers, and there was really young people like us. We wanted to come in and we wanted to be on the air. And we couldn't get a space because these people were not going anywhere, right? Sure. Jim Sutherland, he used to like just call in sick so that I could get a little chance, like to get a shift and stuff, so I could get some practice and everything. He'd be like, I'll be sick tomorrow. Don't worry, they're going to call you, kind of stuff. And then after a while, I'd be like, Jim, can you be sick like Thursday? I'm available then. And it's like, and I used to call myself the emergency girl because I'll just wait by the phone. And it's like, can you come now? And I was like, yes, I could come now. So, it was like it's not like now, so many radio stations, or you could just turn on your phone and you could get some visibility and awareness. You really had to wait for that space on the platforms, on the radio stations and on the television stations.
So it was a lot harder then.
Oh yeah, way harder.
A lot of insight into media.
No, it's still hard. No, it's not that,
You think so?
Yeah, it's still a bit hard. In the sense of, a lot of people, they will go the regular route in terms of like getting the courses done, then going across and see if they actually, qualified with their
Well, I embrace those talented people on social media who will just turn on their phone and become like instant stars.
Speaking of embracing people on social media, let's see some of those online responses.
They feel like we should.
Last night from Lorraine Phillip, Vanessa Pierre giving some clap hands. She's validating what you're saying. Happy International Women's Day to wonderful.
Hey,
Thank you so much, Lorraine Phillip. That's so sweet. Lorraine Phillip said, yes, thanks to the University of YouTube. Vanessa Martin say, adjust Samantha's mic.
Oh.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, sorry, that was all right.
Simon!
My fault.
Vanessa Martin, lovely. These children are so precious. Children walking. She's talking about modeling kids. Samantha is quite engaging. Well done, Vanessa Martin. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Thanks.
All right, nice, so lovely. Let's play. Actually, not let's play. Well, yeah, let's play. Do you know this music video?
Now we will show you a snippet from a music video, and you have to tell. No, we will show you. Well, we showed you the snippet of the music video. So the first person to guess the right answer wins. So we're looking forward to some of those responses. Okay, we can't guess it.
But, I'm supposed to.
No,
but I can't because I've been so out of touch, so I have no idea.
I did ask Stephen to make it a little harder for you all, and I must say I do not know. I know it's pretty.
You make it too hard.
for sure, but I don't know the song.
Right?
Let me see if you all have that.
No congratulations are going out just yet.
Yeah. So let's see what you all have going on.
Yeah, so we have no comments yet.
Well, don't make it too hard.
Sorry.
Let's get a move on.
sorry. I'm very much sorry to you all, but it was way too easy. You all was winning all the free stuff. All right, not leaving anything for us at all.
We just got 3 comments.
Right, Vanessa Martin said artist is pretty well done.
Yeah,
Lorraine Phillip said I'm lost. Me too, girl.
And it's totally up to user, but then again, you
Okay,
should know
right.
music.
But
It's a university.
let's show them the answer then.
Yeah, let's see that answer.
Take promotion, you deserve it. Over time, I want to work it until it's 13. Girl, walk it. Keep the bumper walking, baby. Girl, walk it. Keep the bumper walking, 95.
It's a new video.
New video! 9 to 5. A lot of shaking going on with the 9 to 5.
Heavy shaking.
Efficient.
Yeah, but wow.
So, thanks to all who participated in our games, you all did not get the right answer. Samantha, you have been following your passion for many years. What would you say has been the most challenging lesson you learned on that journey?
But I enjoyed what I was doing for so very long. I think it was just having my second son made me rethink things that, I wanted to, because I was out at work on evenings, when it was most families are home doing homework and cooking dinner and that sort of thing. So I think I wanted things to change, and I wanted to be more involved with him than I was with my first. I do remember going to a lot of events and not being home with him, as part of the movements in the career, because I was first in entertainment.
Yeah.
And then being at 7 o'clock, became even more popular, that, there were a lot more functions and stuff. But I do think I could have thought about a transition out of broadcasting earlier as into to have a goal. But really and truly, I did think that I would have been doing it for the long haul.
Okay.
So you had a smooth career.
Yes, basically.
That's really good to hear. Wow.
Not much people have that.
Yeah,
That's
not
something
much
later.
people. So
Really?
you're really lucky.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of
God.
people who came through, they had some hard challenges.
Wow.
So
Okay.
much
Like
challenges.
an example, would be
Well, as,
maybe I had it, but I just considered it.
well, a basic example is the way that you mentioned people would have made room for you. A lot of them voiced their opinion that wasn't the case for them. It never seemed that way. It always was them fighting against the odds to make themselves
Okay.
visible.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
hearing that you had a heart-to-heart with the CEO and they're making room for you, I feel connected to that, and I hope I have the same experience.
Is it that you're just real good?
What is that?
Oh,
Is
she
it
probably
that you
I
just
so I
real
you
good,
know I
so
just
it was ahead of the rest, so it wasn't
Yeah.
much
A cut
competition.
above the rest.
yeah, maybe.
Yes, we heard that you have a new book,
Yes.
and we'd like to know if you could tell the audience balance block method about it, what inspired you,
Oh.
and
What inspired me is that I lived through the pandemic like the rest of the world,
right.
just that I was ahead of the pack, I think. So when I did step away from the news desk, I had my daughter, so that was my third child. And we decided that we were going to homeschool the last two children versus that we did with the first. So that was more of a resettling at home. We wanted to have a better quality of life, less time in traffic, more time with the kids, like really trying to make up for all that time that I was away. And so that was kind of like the start of it. Then we started to venture online into more content creation. And that content creation, once you are, engaged in the University of YouTube, you will come across Amazon, Amazon books. Don't knock YouTube. That is awesome, right? Okay. And plus, there are like a lot of universities, Yale, Harvard. They offer a lot of their courses. They have a lot of courses that are free online. So if you have never experienced the online courses, you can always venture onto the universities themselves and participate in those.
What would you say your book is about? What can people learn from it? Where can they find it? And that sort of thing.
You can find it on Amazon and on Barnes and Noble website as well. They picked it up, which I was really impressed with. They don't do that with every book, so I was like,
well, you are a cut.
So that was awesome to find out that. Indeed, felt very excited about that.
Right.
And the book is essentially a really nice guide, plain method. It's not too fluffy or anything, about time management, blocking time, and stressing about having balance in life. So to balance your personal life with your work life and just make you more productive. And it's it's based around the fact that I have spent many years engrossed in self-improvement books myself.
Right.
So when I was deciding, what are the things that I enjoy? What do I like talking about? So the things that I do enjoy, which is self-improvement, like I fell in love with Marie Kondo and her tidying method. Bought 2 of her books, watched all her TV episodes and stuff. So that would be like one example. They're like, affirmations, so many different like aspects of self-improvement. It's not just like about meditating, but being untidy. You just have to be holistic about it. And because of that, when I started to like really take a look at myself, I was like, these are the things that the conversations I would like to have with people. And people didn't necessarily want advice about how they could improve. I learned over the years not to offer anybody advice because they take it, they get very offended. So I said, you know what? I was always told that I write fantastic letters. My mother did do very well to teach me how to write my essays for school. So I was really good at writing. And so I was like, maybe I should just put this down and actually write a book. So that's what I did. So all the things that I would have ever wanted to say to anybody, I just put it in this book, and it's there available on Amazon for you to take a look at. And it could possibly improve your life, make you more productive, and make you more successful and more content.
I think I would have to pick up one of those.
An important question I had was, did you graduate from the University of YouTube?
No, I am still there learning new stuff and learning new skills. I get impressed every day. I see a new type of video or format. I'm like, oh, wow, what is this about? What is this niche about? Maybe, I could do something here too, So yes, been trying different things.
I think I love this show. Like the most I'm knocking everybody.
Yeah,
They're gonna get vexed, but I'm gonna
yeah,
knock.
we need to jump on that work.
Yeah, we need to jump on it most definitely. Thank
So,
you so much for
That's
being
it
here
for
tonight.
OMG Live this week.
Oh, join us. Oh, listen, right? Join us same place next time. You know who we are. OMG Live. This is it.
Remember, as we always say here at OMG,
There's like someone.
Do you want
What-
to point out anything before we close off?
Well, people have been asking where they can find me. If you check me online, you check my website, samanthebest.life. You can find out about my book, about balancing your life so that you will be more successful. And I've recently entered back into the insurance industry. So you can find me there. And if you need any advice or would like to talk about, how to protect those close to you and the assets that you have, feel free to give me a call and let's have a chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
connect.
You'll
Y'all
hear
need to
that,
connect. All right. This is OMG Live, and remember, be kind to yourself
and each other.
TNT.
Girl, you're making me wonder. Pull on your heat with me water. Wonder if you meaning to touch her. Me with your body heat, Lord. I'm feeling the fire on me clothes. The temperature have me on me toes. You're giving me too much heat, Lord. You're making me want to be yours. Yeah, you're too hot and I wanna cool you down, down, down. Hey, girl, I wanna cool you down, down, down. And so down you to my start, girl. So down you to my start. Oh, girl, yeah. She tell me to take the heat now. 200 degrees, girl, your body burning. She tell me to take the heat now. You too fiery, girl, you like a bird.